JD is back, the Dong is back, and he goes up against Innovation for the second time. Innovation, he killed 4 players already, and it's time for the ace player for Team Evil Genius, and of course it is Jaedong, starting on Heavy Rain here to the top left, and all the way at the bottom we have Innovation. He's been killing it today. He took down Jaedong in the first game, was successful against Suppy in game number 2, had no problems with Xenocide in the third game, and then he took down another Terran player, the Muslim, who tried to put a point onto the scoreboard for Evil Genius, and now EG is on the verge of being all killed by the Terran player starting off for Team Acer. Well, pretty big lag spike there. Apparently one of our casters has a bit of an issue. But yeah, Jaedong was of course able to watch all of these games, and the Dong is probably pretty angry right now, and this means that we will maybe see a pretty good finale between the two of them, since you should never make the Dong angry. So let's hope that the caster, or whoever that was just lagging, has fixed his problem. Maybe it was just tabbing. Jaedong, on the other hand, is complaining that he had a bit of a lag there. I hope that that's gone by now. We are once again on the Korean server. Both of our players are in Korea, so that's the best environment for them to play. It's also pretty good for me because I'm also in Korea, so that works quite well. Jaedong already with a pool here, starting things off with a pool on 14, and on the other side of the map we have Innovation with a fast gas, and also with the barracks here. Overlord's getting into position, trying to find out what's going on. Apparently Jaedong has solved his lag issues here. I guess that was really only the caster, admin, whatever in the early game that lagged, probably just tabbing in and out of the game, which you should of course not do once the game has started, but every now and then it happens, and I think that was the problem there. Now it's solved, and we can enjoy this game and see if Jaedong is actually able to start a bit of a comeback for EG, because so far Innovation seemed pretty invincible. There goes the Reaper number 1 already on the way, and we have Jaedong, no surprise here, to the top left with his own hatch. Didn't start things out with a hatch first, but instead started with a spawning pool. So let's see how Jaedong is going to play this time. In the first match, he was just not able to take down Innovation in the mid game. Innovation rallied units across the map, and Jaedong was pretty helpless against that. Even with the Banelings, the micro and macro of Innovation was just way too good, sniping those Banelings and never leaving Jaedong a chance. The Mutalisks weren't out fast enough. The Marines already taking them down once they left the X, and that was not really an ideal situation on Altism Stronghold, the starting map of today's match here at the ATC. But Jaedong, of course, he's gonna try and turn things around for his team. He is the last player. He needs a reverse all kill now if he wants to win the match for his team. Expansion also started for the Innovation, this time directly on the low ground, and we have in the main base already a Reaper going ham, 0 kills so far, trying to do some damage, but so far pretty in vain. Didn't really do a whole lot of damage. And on the other side of the map we have the second Reaper, and this Reaper is kind of protection. What you want to do with the second Reaper is just making sure that this SCV doesn't get sniped, making sure that the Zergling run by doesn't take down the SCV. It's always super annoying if your command center is being delayed, so the second Reaper is just trying to be careful here. We have the Reaper still without a single kill. In the first game between the two of them, Innovation was able to get 2 kills with this double Reaper. This time he's not so lucky. Nice effort here by Jaedong, and whoa, look at that, takes down the Reaper as well. So a much better start here for JD. And at the bottom of the map we currently see also the command center number 3 being started. Innovation once more wants to go straight for the triple CC here. Has the same build, or very similar to what he did in game number 1. For now it's about the speed. Jaedong, if you remember game 1 correctly, got his speed a little bit faster. He had a different build there. He went into hatch first, into gas, into pool, and then started with the speed a lot faster than that. But this time a little more focused on his economy, a little more focused on the mineral income, and therefore with the harvester count already at 31 to 23. The Reaper still doing his patrol thing right over here, whereas we have a couple of Zerglings getting in position, Overlords everywhere, one to the left side of the main base trying to get a quick glimpse. Gonna be spotted by that Marine very soon. Another one over here at the natural, having a very good read on what's going on. Another Overlord over here, perfect to spot Medivacs that are trying to sneak in somehow. And so far, not a lot of Overlords on the left side of the map, but he will probably just position a few of them very soon. Third base also being started, and we have the creep being spread here as well with the extra queens that Jaedong has. He's currently looking at 4. He will have the extra energy, of course, to make sure that he spreads the creep a little bit more aggressively across the map, and I think this time he's most likely gonna avoid losing 3 queens early on, because that's what happened in game number 1 between the two of them. So right off the bat, Innovation started things very aggressively and was able to put Jaedong into with the back to the wall, but right now those Reapers and Hellions don't really look like they are going to be able to do too much here. Double Evolution Chamber trying to form a bit of a wall here all the way at the natural. The 1/1 upgrades, that's something that Jaedong really prefers in the early game, and he also gets the additional Zerglings out that will help him against the Reaper aggression. We already have speed completed, so it shouldn't be a big problem for him to really do something against the Reapers and Hellions if they really try to move in. Talking about things that move in, we have the Overlord with a quick glimpse. Sees, of course, that there is already a third base. Marines trying to snipe the Overlord, but that's not gonna happen anytime soon. That guy is a bit too fast for them. Or is he? Actually, with triple Marine, he's gonna get it, I guess. Well, yep, he's gonna get it. Overlord goes down, so doesn't save himself in the end after all. Just a little bit too slow for that to happen. So Innovation going up against a much more solid position for Jaedong in game number 5 compared to game number 1. Lair tech has been started, and we already have a pretty decent creep spread. Also Overlords that see the incoming force of Innovation, and the Terran player needs to be careful immediately the pull on the drones. Innovation not able to really make anything happen here. Jaedong just a little bit too fast this time, looking at it and being like, alright, they're not gonna get any kills here. The Queen's already doing their thing. Still have a lot of energy left there. 1 transfuse, has a 2nd transfuse coming in very soon, but probably gonna use the energy for another inject there too. Spreading already towards that 4th base that he's going to take at some point in time. And he has 1 Zergling over here to stop that orbital commando for just a tiny little bit longer. A Reaper or a Hellion is going to make sure that that's not going to that the Zergling is not going to be there for too long. But still, for now, it works out. And of course, he knows also about the expansion attempts of his opponent. There's the Veiling Nest, the Spire as well. The 1/1 nearly completed. Innovation going into the double upgrades as well. Still that battle between the Queens and the Hellions, but this time the Queens don't go down. It's more about trying to take those creep tumors out. And he did a pretty decent job at that so far, but we already have 28 creep tumors in the game, spreading the creep a little bit more forward to the right. Should probably get rid of those Overlords at some point so that they don't fall victim to the incoming Marines that will eventually just try to cross the map, as they did in game number 1, and here they are already. So getting those Overlords out of harm's way would probably be a really smart move, since you don't want to get sniped again. Nice snipe on the drone, trying to build the 4th base here. Really good timing for Innovation. Looking at army supply and worker supply, we have Innovation in a pretty sick lead, actually nearly doubling the army supply of his opponent, but Jaedong can of course change that in just a blink of an eye with those, with the lava mechanics. As long as there are no Mutalisks in the game, Marines are usually safe, as long as you have a couple of medivacs. And it's still a nice scan, taking down the creep tumors here. And will the drone be saved? Yes, it will. Lings are running in. Nice rounds here on the Hellions. Getting a lot of them, putting them into a corner and getting rid of all the Hellions and the Reapers, while the Marines are still active, trying to kill the Queen, getting 1 of them, even with a transfuse. But the Bailing's moving in right now, gets another Queen, gets all 3 Queens here. And a few of the Marines have to die in the process. But now that the Mutalisks are out, things are going to be different. So this is much more the game that people were expecting in game number 1, when we really had a situation when Jaedong wasn't able to stop this initial push by Innovation here on the 1/1 upgrades. Both of them going straight into 2-2. The Mutalisks are now going to be able to make a bit of this happen. Ah, nice hit with the Widowmine. Gets 14 kills in total with this one, so job well done. Another set walks over at that 3rd base that we see, but medevac number 1 is already gone. The Mutalisks take down the Marines here 1 by 1, and well, 1 of them is actually going to die to this, but yeah, the 2nd one might die as well. Innovation has to move back and tries to maybe take down that Widowmine. Is there an Overseer coming into position? I don't think so. That Widowmine hit is going to be pretty sick. If he actually targets that... Widowmine kind of kills itself, takes a Baneling down, Baneling kills the Widowmine, but yeah, gets another couple of hits here. Medivac also on the way. So resources lost overall, as you can see at this point, is 3,700 against 2,400. In terms of army supply, we have still a lead for innovation. The upgrades are gonna be in Jaedong's favor in just a second. He will be on his 2-2. And we have innovation so far without a 4th base in position. Jaedong already about to mine from 4 bases. And he has a much better position now than he did have in the first game that they played against each other. 11 Mutalisks on the map. That will shut down the drop play for now. As mentioned earlier, Overlords now to the left side of the map, kind of everywhere, to make sure that drop plays are going to be spotted immediately. A double Overlord over here as well. And looking at the harvest count, 77 versus 67. And of course, by now we have the... Well, do we actually have the infestation pit? I don't think so. I don't think he started it. Wants to, of course, prepare for a Hive Tech 2, since Innovation is bound to start as 3-3 once he's done with the 2-2 upgrades. Mutalisks need to be a little bit careful here. 1 down, 2 maybe gonna die. The rest of the army not there yet, and Innovation still in the lead in the overall supply, and he's doing a very good job with this. So Jaedong has to be careful. He has a better position than in game number 1, but still, Innovation has pretty decent splits here. Takes down all of the Banelings, and the Baneling count for Jaedong is currently at only 13. That's not a lot, but the drop in the main base is also going to do a lot of damage, and Jaedong a little bit late with the reaction. So suddenly the Spire is going to fall. He's going to lose the Spire. The +1 attack upgrade is never going to make it. The Spire is gone, and Innovation just doing an incredible job with pulling all the forces of Jaedong down to the bottom left to try and defend the 4th base, and at the same time the drop in the main base, absolutely unspotted by him, takes down the Spire, and that puts an end to the Mutalisks for now. 3-3 has been started, meaning we're currently looking at 2-2 upgrades for both players. Jaedong moves in, but the Banelings with a they need to move in here and do some damage. They're still fighting on creep, that's good. They have the speed upgrade, and nice, a lot of damage done this time by Jaedong, but he needs to take, oh my god, Jaedong didn't pay attention to the Mutalisks, loses all of them, and didn't take down a single one of the Medivacs here. This is atrocious for him. He lost 21 Mutalisks, and he didn't really kill a whole lot of gas units of his opponent. Look at the difference in gas lost here. That's 3,000 against 700, and once again a dropship in the main base, so suddenly Innovation is everywhere. Innovation is about to all kill EG. The 3-3 is not even there. Jaedong will need some more time to really rebuild the Mutalisks, and Harvester count is already down at 65 against 67. Even more drones are being killed. The split on the Marauders is great. The Banelings stand no chance whatsoever. The Lings are finally running in. Most of the Widow Mines are out of cooldown. They're not going to be a problem. The Thor here doesn't even find any Mutalisks to kill. He can only deal with the Zerglings for now, but at least he's taking the damage. We have the GG being called. Innovation just too strong. Innovation just way too strong. He all kills EG. Evil Genius did not take a single map against Team Acer. A great start for Team Acer in the first week here at the tournament. And for EG, that's of course a horrible occurrence. They really have to step it up to prevail in the league, even though, I have to admit, Acer is, of course, Team Acer is the champion of the last season, so they are one of the teams to really reckon with this time as well. But congratulations to Innovation, all killing Evil Genius.